One question I think we all are dealing with, regardless in which country we work in, is how to reach the younger audiences, and that's what we're talking about now. Sweden was already mentioned, but now from Sweden, from our neighboring country, editor Lisa Åberg from SVT joins us, and her topic today is redefining local news. Welcome, Lisa.
I did not choose that topic, but I'll try to do my best. Thank you. Do I have a thing to click on? Maybe. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, I'm here from the Swedish television to talk about a project, Publiklabbet, which is directly translated to the Audience Lab. And just to define the problem, hammock, not about longing for the summer, it's about actually the numbers. And these are the broadcast, SVT News broadcast audience figures across different age groups, and you don't have to focus on the exact numbers here. It's about the shape of a curve. Yes, hammock. And I would say that everyone in this room probably is dealing with this, the same challenge. We are losing the audience when they are teens, and we do not seem to get them back as they grow older. So what to do? Well, SVT, we formed a group of a task force, and this is the brilliant minds of that. It is the Audience Lab, and it was made up of 5 reporters from local newsrooms all over Sweden. And they are all aged 20 to 29. And I had the privilege of leading this group as an editor. And I do believe that every group of slightly unhinged Gen Zs need their millennials. And that's me, yes, I'm older. And we had together a fantastic assignment, I would say. And that is to experiment with the local news in order to reach the 20 to 29-year-olds. And our mission was to explore ways of, for local journalism to connect with young adults and to also to deliberately challenge the traditional SVT framework. You know, the boring news. And what did we actually do? We did 169 videos over this half a year. We worked together, and it was different formats, all published on our own local platforms. And we worked in a way of testing hypotheses. And we started to think about subjects and angles through what we think we know about this audience. And let me start with an example. Funny enough, it's about air pollution as well, because research tells us that this target audience, they want climate journalism, and they also want different news. And we think that they want it close to home, literally. So we took a local story from the city of Södertälje with the headline, "Air pollution is a major health risk, but how dangerous is the air we breathe?" We can look. I hope.
Nu har jag fått hem det här paketet. Oj, det här var inte superlätt. Nu, och här i finns ett testkit som ska mäta mängden farliga partiklar som jag andas in under en dag.
Much later.
Testet är på och jag har förflyttat mig. Planen är att jag ska sitta här i några timmar. Alltså nu har det gått ungefär 1 timme och jag är så uttråkad. Och det är inte direkt en harmonisk plats jag sitter på. Nu har jag bestämt mig för att promenera omkring här i Södertälje Och ska jag vara helt ärlig så längtar jag bara tills den här arbetsdagen är slut. Och med andra ord det här testet.
2 hours later.
Nu har vi hållit på här i ungefär 6 timmar och nu ska jag packa ner de här och skicka dem till Göteborg.
Much later.
Nu sitter jag här på vagnen på väg mot labbet. Och det ska bli spännande att se om de lyckas mäta testerna. För egentligen ska man göra det här på fler platser och under en ganska mycket längre tidsperiod. Men förhoppningsvis kommer vi i alla fall få något typ av svar.
Alltså, du kommer inte falla ner och dö i alla fall. Men det innebär hälsorisker.
Vårt test visar omkring 20 mikrogram per kubikmeter. Så vad betyder detta? Vi sätter det i perspektiv. Här ungefär hamnar vårt resultat och WHO:s riktlinje från 2021 rekommenderar högst 10, medan EU:s mål för 2030 sätter gränsen vid just 20.
Om det här 20 mikrogram per kubikmeter motsvarar en normal situation, då får du alltså dubbelt så hög exponering som WHO säger. Vistas du mitt i trafiken så är du allra mest utsatt. Och sen när du rör dig bort från trafiken så minskar ju den här exponeringen ganska snabbt. Så att kan du välja en väg varje dag du går till jobbet till exempel som inte tar dig genom de värst trafikerade områdena, så gör det. För på lång sikt kan det här göra skillnad.
This was published on SVT News Södertälje's own platform, but also as short videos on our local Instagram. And it actually performed extremely well with the target audience. It became one of our most viewed stories among 20 to 29-year-olds. And we, of course, cannot know exactly why, but we can have a few theories. Perhaps the audience could relate to the reporter. And also we used what we say is a YouTube style with a question as a headline and also a thumbnail that suggests movement and energy that we also called action mouth. And also the storytelling is, you can argue, is clear and slightly personal, and you can follow the full sequence of the events from beginning to end. And very briefly, I just want to say, because I think this was important for our group, how we worked editorially. We had a model of 4 steps for every single publication we did. And every day started with an open brainstorming. What are people talking about right now? And was the main question. And as an editor, of course, it had the overall responsibility, but everyone was expected to contribute ideas. And then we also had script development that was usually done always together, collaboratively, in our working chat. And also, when the edit was almost finished, we had editorial councils in digital meetings where we were looking at the nearly finished job and asked ourselves questions like, does this make sense? Is it engaging all the way through? What are the technical problems? And so on, to be each other's critical eyes. And every Friday we also had analysis, and we reviewed each hypothesis and tests and looked at the data and lessons learned. And I want to move on with another, maybe more weird test we did. We hired a comedian to summarize the news cycle of the week. And this is an extract from that.
2 vildsvin har simmat till ön Hönö efter blivit utstötta ur sin flock. Man bedriver nu jakt på dem, men det är svårt att fånga in svinen som härjar fritt. Är det här nyheter eller är det mitt datingliv? Det visar sig att de vita killarna kom in på nästan alla nattklubbar och de svarta killarna kom in på bara en nattklubb. Båda grupperna kom in på gayklubben Patricia. Och precis som med mordet på Met-galan så är det The Gays som ännu en gång måste rädda dagen. Och igen! Woo! Energi, jag klarar!
Yes. Well, just to give you the background here, we saw a strong demand of short news summaries of the week. So we did some different tests. Apart from what you saw here, we did like 6 news items about sex, and we did what happened on social media this week. And it totally did not work at all. So many colleagues internally, it was a big failure because colleagues were saying, is this really news? But more importantly, it did not speak to our target audience. And we saw it got very little exposure, and we saw very few video starts and very few article views. So we learned and moved on. A major focus for us was, of course, to start a dialogue with our target audience. And this, as you know, this target audience is used to interact in social media comment sections, chats, and messaging apps. Well, the communication, it's conversational, it's fast, it's participatory. So, yeah, that's what we as news organizations have to compete with. So we tried a different couple of tests, like very many tests. Live broadcast with an open chat, live vlogs with chat functionality. We were actively inviting the audience to submit news tips. And also we had a dedicated WhatsApp panel with people from the target group audience that was not journalists, and of course not scientifically at all, but a good group to just check in with sometimes. And I'll show you a bit from the live broadcast. Maybe I can just show you. Let's see if that. Yeah. We started a chat here, and then we had a live broadcast with it. And I'll show you just 1 minute from this live broadcast that essentially is an AMA, an Ask Me Anything, where the producer quite literally invites the viewers into her home, and she answers questions about a documentary that she made about body ideals, also a subject that our target audience really cares about. So, we opened that chat, and then she responded to these questions live on air. Maybe?
Hej och välkomna allihopa hem till mig och till den här frågestunden som vi ska ha tillsammans om smalast vinner. Jag tänker att vi kanske hoppar rakt in. Kristina, hur har ni resonerat kring att dokumentären kan trigga ätstörningar? Nej, men exakt så. Vi har resonerat kring att det är klart att det finns en möjlighet till att det är så, för att det vi visar upp är de facto att det här innehållet kan trigga ätstörningar. Det är det vi pratar om, att den här smalhetsen kan bidra till ätstörningar. Och vi kan aldrig garantera någonting, men det jag hoppas att den här filmen också gör är att det väcker en liksom mycket större förståelse kring hur sånt här material faktiskt då kan trigga. Johan, är detta bara ett problem bland kvinnor? Som man vill jag se en motsvarande granskning om vårt kön. Ja, vet du vad? Den kommer också.
And it came, and we did an AMA on that one also with another person. If you only want to remember one thing from this one concept, let it be this, and it's one of the strongest insights we had after our 6 months with the Audience Lab, and it's to keep it at eye level, and that is that we should not make news about this audience. We should make it for them, even with them, if you may. But I'll show you one example that I think we had a good eye level. And that is when we decided to cover a boy band called Hovet. That they had their last show ever, and other newsrooms at SVT, they did, the covering of oh, look at these girls queuing outside the venues, cute, they're tenting, I don't know, sleeping in tents, and of course the review of the concert and so. But we noticed something else, because on TikTok, many people aged 20 plus were asking the same question. Is it embarrassing to listen to Hovet when you're no longer a teenager? So we picked up that question and made a journalism of it by it. And I'll just show you the intro of that piece.
Men har det blivit liksom lite pinsamt att lyssna på Hovet?
Ja, det skulle jag säga.
Du har säkert hört deras låtar. De blev soundtracket för en hel generation. Men de senaste åren har något förändrats. Du vet känslan när något du älskat plötsligt känns lite pinsamt.
Jag tycker absolut det är socialt accepterat. Men jag kan förstå om folk inte tycker det. Hovet har liksom skaffat sig mycket yngre fans. Som jag tror att den äldre generationen upplever så här, men ni var 4 år när bandet startades. Ni var inte där från början.
Yes. And just to sum up then, as an editor, how do I think in another way now that I'm back in my regular work as an editor at SVT News Stockholm, after this, with this group, 6 months? I have 3 things that I try to remind myself of, and it is to dare to do things at least slightly differently, and keep it at eye level, and also keep learning and talking about learnings, not just successes, but also the failures. And I know that we are short of time, so I just want to encourage you to talk to me tonight or tomorrow if you have any questions or comments or anything else. Thank you.
Oh no, we are not that tight of time.
Okay,
I'm
right.
sure there will be questions. As a middle-aged news person for many, many years, how many of you think this is not journalism, what we just saw?
Be honest.
I'll be honest now. Yeah, as a news producer, I would say, are you sure? This is not news. But we just heard, dare to be different. Dare to do it in your way and learn from the failure. I'm quite sure that in many, many newsrooms, there would be a big discussion when we do a test of who's the thinnest, for instance, or let's go and do a test next to a big, big road. However, I've thought that was very, very interesting and a new way of learning new things. And let's us middle-aged people not to decide what younger generations should have as news, because we say that this is news. Are you following me? Yeah, everybody's like, yeah. Some questions for you.
What do you mean by keep it at eye level? Can you explain further? Yeah, I mean that I don't think we should chase this target audience. Don't run after it. More like meet them and listen to them. And I say them because I'm not in the target audience for us. And also, it's when you see the news as 20-year-old, about 20-year-olds, is often like, look at these children, look at these young people, what they're doing, but they already know what they're doing. So it's having a different perspective to pick up on things, on perspectives on the same news, but can you take it further? Can you use their questions and their perspective on things that is news? You can have more perspectives on the same news piece. I don't know if that made any sense. It's hard in English, I would say. I would argue. Yeah.
And as to emphasize, this is not age-related, what I just referred to. There was also a question concerning whether the superior to you, what did they decide after your tests, or the higher in the hierarchy?
Well, one of the superiors is here. And actually, I would.
Okay.
We are doing, because you heard we have elections coming up this autumn, and so we're having a new lab just working 4 weeks this summer to do different younger perspectives on the elections. So I suppose that's a good review for what we did.
So those of you who didn't hear, it was a great success. To summarize. So the very high-level people, those who didn't hear, said that it was a brave thing to do, just to summarize your comment. BuzzFeed, public service media. There is a question
that was
also,
the comment.
maybe.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's something about the examples I raised today, but we did a lot of different angles, and not. I wouldn't say it was BuzzFeed, but for example, we did a piece on art, different art pieces in the cities, and how do they affect us, and what kind of emotions do you have about that? With it was. Oh, I'm dropping the word here.
Say in Swedish.
Aktuella, nyhetsvärdiga.
The actual. The worth for news.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Those things
Yeah.
worth for news.
Yeah.
Anything else? I think there is a very good question referring again to the age. Well, how can I reach young people if I'm not young? Those of you who have children at home, what would you say to us middle-aged people?
Well, I think you often hear like, well, my children think this and that. But I think the most frustrating thing about working with this is that it's such a heterogeneous group. So you can't say, oh, I'll do this piece and then I'll reach this audience, because it's all different target audience and different local stations and all countries as well. So but I would sum it up to say it's all about listening. And don't forget this group, because they won't come to us, so we have to listen to them on other places. That's just it.
And as somebody wrote there, it was very valuable that you also shared things which didn't work. Thank you very much, Lisa Åberg.
Thank you.